The highly anticipated Rosen bridge, which is being developed on the ERGO network, is officially live on the Testnet. Well, what does this exactly mean for Cardano? Well, you can now begin to move your assets from ERGO over into Cardano and vice versa from Cardano over into ERGO, opening up the doors of interoperability. What is going on, ADA Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and in today's video, I've got some updates here surrounding the Cardano ecosystem. So first things first, I want to talk to you guys about the Rosen bridge, which has officially just been released on the testnet. Following that, I want to touch on Charlie 3 or C3, which is going to be an Oracle protocol being built on Cardano, and a recent integration or partnership with InfinityPools. Third, I want to talk to you guys about the Voltaire era and a bit of voting that will be taking place on-chain using Cardano SPOs or stake pool operators. In closing of today's update, I want to touch on Paima, which is going to be a gaming studio or gaming platform, and some recent partnerships that they've just adopted within the ecosystem. Now, before we jump into all of that content, as always, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal is to provide you guys in the community with the latest news tutorials and reviews. I'm also a single stake pool operator operating the official Dapp Central stake pool. If you'd like to support me on my mission to educate the broader Cardano community, then consider delegating with the official stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. I really thank you guys. And with that taking up any more time, let's jump into our very first story of the day, which is going to be surrounding the official release of the Rosen bridge on the testnet. Now, the Rosen bridge, for those of you who don't know, is going to be an ERGO-centric bridge currently in its beta testing phase. So it reads here from the official ERGCube Twitter: the beta version of the Rosen bridge is now live. It's available at beta.rosen.tech, which I'll leave down in the description below. The team is currently testing support for ERGO and Comet tokens on the ERGO network, as well as the ADA or Cardano token and Husky from the Cardano ecosystem. So we've got 2 tokens from Cardano and 2 tokens from ERGO, which are now going to be implemented and which will be able to be moved forward and from the ERGO network to Cardano and vice versa from Cardano back over into ERGO using some wallets within the ecosystem. Now, I believe that right now from the Cardano side of things, we can connect your Nami wallet, and I'm going to do a little bit more research surrounding what wallets are supported from the ERGO network. Now, a little bit more about the ERGO network. This is going to be a proof of work chain or network, which is going to be slightly different than the proof of stake consensus that we have right now on Cardano. Taking a look at their current ecosystem, they've got quite a bit of dApps listed. So in terms of dApps here, we've got Spectrum Finance, we've got ERGO Raffle, ERGO Pad, Sigma USD, ERGO Auctions, Sky Harbor, Aneta BTC, and Paida. Now, Aneta BTC and Spectrum Finance, I believe, are going to be 2 protocols that are not only available on ERGO, but they're also going to be available on Cardano. So really cool to see that there. In terms of wallets here, we can see that they've got the ERGO full node, they've got the ERGO mobile wallet, ERGO paper wallet, the ERGO URL wallet, and a few others listed down below. As I mentioned before, right now, I'm not exactly sure which wallets will be supported as a part of the Rosen bridge, but I'll go ahead and release a fully dedicated video breaking that entire process down. Now, if I jump over into the official testnet here, as you guys can see, it's pretty straightforward. We've got on the left-hand side here the ability to see what we're doing right now, which is bridging. We can also quickly see assets that we may currently hold within the bridge, which, as I mentioned before, right now appear to be Cardano or ADA and the ERGO token, as well as Husky and the Comet tokens. At the very bottom, we can see some of the current transactions that have actually taken place on the bridge. So since it's just launched, we've got quite a bit of action here with about 84 different transactions. So if I jump back over into the bridge, at the very middle here, we can connect our wallet. So I've already done that. And if I click on connect wallet here, it's going to ask me to select what source chain I want to use. So let's say I want to connect from the Cardano network. I've already connected my wallet, which is going to be the Nami wallet. I can then choose which network I want to go ahead and actually transfer my tokens to, which in this case will be ERGO. I can then choose the token that I want to send from Cardano, which right now is going to be ADA or Husky. But then I believe they've also got the wrapped versions of the ERGO token and the Comet token as well. So let's say I want to go ahead and send over ADA. Once I do that, I can see that it's going to basically mint the wrapped version or the ERGO version of the Cardano token on their network. I can provide the amount here, which should be in my wallet. And then I can also go and provide the ERGO address down here where I want to receive the tokens. So it's pretty straightforward, but again, I'm going to release a video breaking this down in a little bit more detail. That is the first bit of news here for today's Cardano Scoop. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to tap that like button. It's one of the easiest ways to support the channel, and it does go a long way. Jumping into the second story, I want to touch on Charlie 3 or C3, which is going to be an Oracle protocol, which has just had their first integration with the Liquid DeFi platform. So we just had a recent Twitter space on Cardano over coffee, and where we saw Damon, who's going to be the co-founder of the Charlie 3 or the C3 protocol, talk about the fact that they just had their 2-year anniversary. As a part of this, they're going to be offering C3 staking, or the C3 NFT, which is going to be the Charlie 3 Cuties NFT staking using or via the InfinityPools protocol. Now, if you guys are not aware, I just released a few videos covering exactly what InfinityPools is. So they're going to be an on-chain staking protocol or platform aiming to come on the Cardano network. Now, as we sit right now, they're currently developing their smart contracts, making sure that all the front-end work is done for the platform, and they should be releasing this platform over the course of the next 2 months. That said, they're going to be collaborating with C3 in order to support their Cuties staking as well as locking of the Charlie 3 token, which is going to be the native token for the protocol. And so if I jump over into this article here, I want to briefly touch on exactly how you guys can participate if you're looking to do so. And so it reads, we're excited to announce the long-awaited staking operation for the Charlie 3 Cuties NFT collection in partnership with InfinityPools. Now, this staking operation will be a little bit different than what we've seen before in the fact that, or in the sense that, you'll have to actually lock up both your C3 NFT as well as the C3 token, depending on the rarity of the NFT that you're looking to lock up. So it states here, you're going to have to lock up some of the C3 token. You also have to lock up your C3 NFT, and then you're going to be able to earn a 30% ROI in C3 based off of the mint price of the NFT. So the mint price of the NFTs was about 80 ADA. And so if we take 30% of that, that's going to be about 24 ADA, which will be paid out in the C3 or the Charlie 3 native governance token. Now, if we scroll down just a little bit, we have the rarities associated with each set of these NFTs, and as well as how much of the C3 token you'll have to lock in order to earn the rewards. So if you own a uncommon cutie NFT, you're gonna have to lock up 1,000 of the C3 tokens. If you own a rare, you'll have to lock up 800 C3. If you own an epic, that's gonna be 600 C3 lock, with a legendary requiring 400 of the C3 tokens in order to lock. And then very lastly, if you own a mythic, you actually do not have to lock any C3. You'll be able to go ahead and just earn the 30% ROI with no token lock. All you have to lock up is your cutie NFT. That's going to be it there for this particular update. As I mentioned, they're aiming to launch this operation over the course of the next 2 months. And again, they've just celebrated their 2-year anniversary. Now, the team from C3 did recently also mention that they are working with other protocols right now to get integrations from other platforms. So we've already seen them integrate with Liquid, and hopefully we see them integrating with more protocols over the course of the next few months. That is going to wrap it up there for my second story here for today. Moving into the third story here for today's Cardano Scoop, I want to touch on the Voltaire era and some on-chain voting that will be taking place over the course of the next few epochs. Now, if you guys have not been keeping up, we're expecting SIP number 1694, which will be bringing on-chain governance to Cardano. In preparation of that, the Cardano Foundation has reached out to single stake pool operators or just SPOs in general in order to begin doing some on-chain testing for their polling features. So it reads here, as a first step, we invite all stake pool operators or SPOs to take part in an on-chain poll experiment that will help to shape the future of Cardano. I can personally confirm that I have received an email from the Cardano Foundation basically highlighting the fact that they want to meet with all SPOs in the Cardano community, and that call will be taking place on April 28th of 2023. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to that particular meeting down in the description below. Now, if I scroll down just a little bit before we break down the exact process that is going to be followed as a part of the on-chain voting on the testnet, I want to highlight a few other things. So it states here, the poll will ask SPOs for their stake-weighted opinion on potential changes to parameters and values, giving the foundation valuable insight into what the community needs as its preferences. So number one is that this will be a voting process using stake-weighted opinion. So the more ADA you have delegated to your pool, the heavier weight your vote will have. Second is that they're going to be using this opportunity in order to gain feedback from SPOs about how to better improve the staking and delegation process. And so there's been a lot of chatter internally within the SPO community surrounding how to make staking a lot more friendly and a lot more attractive and a lot more fair overall. What we're now seeing is that the majority of ADA staked is, I believe, spread out amongst 27 pools. That said, there's more than 3,000 stake pools currently verifying and securing the Cardano network. And what we would love to see is a much more evened out approach when it comes to the spread of that ADA being delegated. That not only helps smaller stake pool operators, but also helps with the Cardano's decentralization index, and it makes it a lot more harder for anybody to take over the Cardano network. So it helps out smaller and growing stake pool operators while also providing security benefits to the entire blockchain as a whole. Now, when the complete implementation of Voltaire happens, again, which is currently being worked on right now by the developers of the Cardano network, polls will be put to the consideration of delegated representatives, or DREPs, who will have an influence proportional to the amount of support they receive through delegation. Now, to account for the novelty of the process, an initial test run in the pre-prod testnet will take place during the first 2 weeks of May. So I believe that this is what they're going to be wanting to talk to the SPOs about here on this call taking place on the 28th of April. The testnet phase will help improve the process and tools, after which period we will move to a mainnet poll scheduled for the second half of May. Now, before the testnet phase, and again before the mainnet one, the Cardano Foundation will invite the SPOs to dedicated workshops explaining how they can participate in the poll. So if you're an SPO and you're watching this video, make sure to tune in for these particular updates. And I believe that there's going to be more than one meeting. So if you're not able to make this one taking place on the 28th of April, then look forward to the next date, which I'll be covering here on this channel. Now, in terms of the actual process, we can see that as a part of the first epoch, the Cardano Foundation will publish their poll, again, asking for more information surrounding the staking and delegation process taking place on Cardano. As a part of the second epoch, which is going to be the next set of 5 days, because each epoch is a total of 5 days, we're going to be getting input from the SPOs where they'll be casting their ballots. As a part of epoch number 3 and number 4, or during a 10-day duration, we're going to get the ability for ADA holders to redelegate. And then as a part of the fifth epoch, which I believe they made a minor typo here, the Cardano Foundation will be taking a snapshot, and then following that, they're going to be releasing a report of the on-chain voting results. So stay tuned for that here. I'm definitely going to be keeping up with this here. I'm going to be participating given the fact that I'm running a stake pool. And if you guys have any strong feelings towards how delegation should work, feel free to send me an email or leave a comment down below. That is going to take us through the third story here for today's Cardano Scoop. We are coming to a very last close here, in which I want to talk to you guys about Paima, which is going to be a Web3 gaming engine that allows building on-chain using Web2 skills. Now, Paima, as I just mentioned, is basically trying to bridge the gap when it comes to gaming development, and they're going to be an infrastructure platform allowing for people to develop games directly on their platform. So as we can see, they're going to be leveraging Unity, Unreal Engine, GameMaker, and JavaScript. These are going to be some of the most recognized names when it comes to gaming and scripting languages. To the right here, we have some of the top networks, which include Ethereum, Polygon, A-Star, Milkomeda, and hopefully we'll begin to see Cardano listed on here as well. So now that we understand a little bit more about Paima and what they're going to be leveraging and what they're aiming to target in terms of blockchains, I just want to refresh you guys on the fact that they had a recent partnership with a billion-dollar company called Globant. So it says here Globant is a company of over 27,000 members in over 25 countries, working for companies like Google, Electronic Arts, and a few others. I don't think that Google or EA needs any further introduction. Now, the main point that I want to touch on today in terms of new news is the fact that the Paima Studios has officially partnered with Genius X. If you guys are not familiar with Genius X, they're going to be an accelerator program launched on Cardano, which has also mentioned that they're going to be blockchain agnostic, onboarding additional protocols within the Polygon ecosystem. So not only is the Genius X protocol growing and looking outside, they're now going to be leveraging their accelerator program, given the fact that they have more than 14 projects onboarded and basically leveraging their platform and connecting them to the Paima Studios. So it says here, welcome to Genius X, the latest entity to join the Paima ecosystem as a Paima engine professional. Genius X runs an accelerator for Web3 companies that includes many projects you'll be familiar with. Together, we aim to drive the adoption and growth of the Web3 space using the Paima engine. Now, there's a few additional notes that I want to highlight here. And so they've got some pictures of the current projects being supported by the Genius X Accelerator, which you guys are probably familiar with if you follow my channel, but that includes NFT projects, DeFi projects, and so much more. So it states, Paima's Web3 engine is the easiest way for startups to get their ideas to market. You can easily write your application without a single line of Solidity or code, which also includes Plutus. And then you can deploy your app to some of the largest chains, which I just mentioned include Ethereum, Polygon, A-Star, and Milkamada. Milkamada is going to be a sidechain connected to the Cardano ecosystem. In closing of this particular update, Paima is not just the easiest tool for developers, but it's also the best tool for attracting users. You can quickly deploy your game once and automatically get cross-chain gameplay support from the largest ecosystems, including EVM, Cardano, Algorand, and Polkadot. So this is a huge update here. Again, leveraging all of the projects currently connected to Genius X in a collaboration with Paima Studios. Now, in closing of today's video, I also want to highlight that Paima Studios has also onboarded their first ever NFT project, or the Dead Pixels project. So it says here, we're excited to announce Dead Pixels is building their upcoming Dead Pixels game on top of the Paima engine. They're the first major NFT collection to announce that they'll be using Paima. Scrolling down a little bit more here, they talk a little bit about their partnership with Globant and exactly how easy it is to get access to the Paima Web3 engine. That is going to do it for today's Cardano Scoop here, in which we've talked about the Rosen bridge, which I'm going to have a fully dedicated tutorial for coming out over the course of the next few days. We also touched on the C3 partnership with InfinityPools, which will be kicking off in about 2 or so months. Third, we talked about Cardano SPOs taking advantage of the testnet for voting in preparation of the Voltaire era. And then in closing, we just highlighted a few Paima integrations leveraging Genius X and the Dead Pixels NFT project. That is going to do it here for today's Cardano Scoop. If you guys found this to be helpful or insightful in any way, shape, or form, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. Again, it's one of the easiest ways here to support the channel and helps to get this content out to other members within the Cardano community. If you guys want more content just like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you guys have any questions for me about anything that we talked about today, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.